Good morning. Today I'm very happy to welcome Penelope Lagos. She's an actress and book author and entrepreneur. She has a new project to announce as well. So, good morning, Penelope. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Thank you very much for accepting the live. I want to ask you first how you got started in the entertainment business.
Okay, so it's been a long time actually. I was always doing performances. I was in dance when I was a child for over 10 years. I was always in plays as a kid, and I actually studied theater arts in school as well. So I've sort of always been involved in some way. But I would say I've really made it a career focus, say for the last 15 years. And, just doing more independent films and pilots, um, sort of gotten away from the theater aspect and, done a variety of things within the industry, as well as modeling and for quite some time, I did footwear tech fit modeling in the city. This was pre-pandemic for many years.
Yes. And I've seen before we talked about your other projects. I've seen you did, like you mentioned, several projects like short films and TV pilots, like you mentioned. But tell me, do you think short films, can help an actor career, or it is so competitive right now with the current technology of digital cameras and post production?
It's an interesting question. I think that short film can help, whether it's just people getting together, putting something together themselves, or doing it more on a professional level or with a school. I think it's a great learning experience because it's a more condensed film, but you get to see the aspects from beginning to end. I think the short films are good too because a lot of the film festivals are accepting shorts and they're promoting them. So it'd be really nice to do a film that gets the acknowledgement in a festival, and sometimes those get picked up to become features. So I think that it's always a good idea to do any medium in the business, just to get the learning experience and just to see sort of the inner workings of how everything works from pre-production to production to post-production. So I've been involved in several short films, as you mentioned, as well as pilots. I most recently was in The Undesirables, which is a comedy pilot written and directed by Joseph Pepitone. And we, with Shake the Tree Productions, we actually were last month at the Garden State Film Festival here in New Jersey. So it was really great to be back at the film festival circuit. I hadn't been since, pre-pandemic, and it was really a great experience to see. We were put in a block with other short films. Even though we were a pilot, we were a 23-minute pilot. So they put us in that block. And I got to see, 8 other short films. And it was just really great to see all the different genres, what everyone is doing. So yeah, I always think it's a good idea. And I would encourage people to do shorts.
Great. First, I've seen you have announced you have a new book for children.
Yeah.
It's called "The Different is Beautiful." And as far as I've read about it, I felt it promotes like acceptance, inclusivity among children and young people. What can you tell us more about it, and what did inspire you to write a book for children?
Yes. Yeah. So I had written my first book several years ago called I Miss My Best Friend, and that was on pet loss. The second book that you're referring to, Different is Beautiful, is actually exactly about inclusivity from an animal's point of view. In this case, my main character, Cassius, and all the other special needs animals that are at the shelter. So it's really important to me. It's a children's book, but I believe it's a great adult read too. And some of us need reminding on acceptance and people looking different than we do, and how you deal with that, and how you accept people that may not be exactly the same as you. So I think I think this spurred a lot of my ideas from real life. I kind of mimic that in my stories, and so it's a really cool way of sort of showing how the animals, they have no judgment, right? So they show unconditional love, and they don't see sort of things that humans may see. So I think a lot of times we can take a chapter from them and follow their lead, and how they interact with one another and how they see us. Um, at the end of the book, I do include 10 tips for parents on how to, uh, you know, deal with acceptance, and how to show children in different ways how we can accept people that may not look like us. And I think it's really important to sort of get that message across. And then next month, which no one has yet to know, but I will announce it here, is my release of my third book, which is A Changed World. And so that's been a long time coming. I wrote it over pandemic, and had definitely some trials getting through publication, but we are finally there. And next month I will be releasing A Changed World.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Tell me, Penelope, if before we speak about other aspects of your work, you have right now written 3 books, right?
Yes.
Do you have an advice for people who would like to start to write books? And right now, to publish a book, you have on the internet, not necessarily you look for like a publication house, and you try to find like a publisher and stuff like that, like before. So do you have an advice? For sure, you face challenges in polishing your books and creating them, creating their characters. What can you say to newcomers in the writing and creation?
Yes. I think it's always important to chase your dreams. It's sort of been a motto of mine from the beginning. If you like to write, even if you're just writing, poems, or writing creatively, or writing in a journal, I think when you write things down, ideas that are in your mind, and you put them on paper, they eventually can form into a book, which is really what happened with me. I always liked to write. I'm a product of an English professor. My mom taught for many years on the college level. So it was always sort of in me. I loved writing. I was much better at English and writing than I was at math. So, people know their strong suits. And so a lot of times I would be journaling, or I would think of an idea and I just grab a piece of paper and write it down. And a lot of times those turned into sentences, and those sentences turned into paragraphs. And that's sort of just like step by step, whether you're taking a creative writing class in school, or whether you're just, like I said, journaling personally for yourself. Maybe those words can become something. As far as getting a book published, a lot of people are self-publishing right now. I was able to get my first 2 books published. The third one was with a publisher, the one that's being released. But as you said, there were ups and downs. The publishing company got sold during the time I was with them. And I most recently took it back and decided to self-publish. So stuff like that happens, where you think that you're going to go in one direction, and something sort of throws you off track, and you have to go in another direction. So with Amazon and Barnes and Nobles online, and various sort of platforms to put your work out there, it is possible to self-publish. It's also children's books versus novels, for instance. I needed to get an illustrator, so I've worked with someone on the second book, who I used Charles Burton again on the third book. And so it's really important to team up with people. And the way to do that, honestly, is I joined several Facebook groups that were strictly devoted to children's book publishing. So if you find your niche, if you do romantic novels or murder mysteries or poetry or whatever it is, I think it's important to research it and to go online and to join. There's so many resources now. There's a lot of free resources. This Facebook group, I learned so much on there, just trial and error of what people have done, what I'm still learning as I'm going as well. Like I said, I had a hiccup over this time with my third book, and I had to pivot and ended up self-publishing, or it will be self-published on Amazon. So I think that if you really want to do something and accomplish it, you can. I think it's important to get other people to read your work when you believe that you're at the level to bring it to a publisher. So whether it's family or friends or somebody from the Facebook group, it's just really important to get the word, speak it out loud, see where the errors are, take constructive criticism, and just really push to get your dreams accomplished.
Great. And if you need any translation, French or Spanish or Arabic, let me know.
I was going to say I could go international here. This is a good idea. I like the way you think.
Yes. So, Penelope, I want to ask you, how did you come up with the idea for your sustainable footwear line? It's called Cassius. I remember this is like the character from Planet of the Apes. If I remember very well.
Right.
So Cassius Eco Fashion. How did you come up with the idea?
So I have been in the footwear industry as a footwear technical fit model for the past 15 years. I have been all over Manhattan to all the major clients, doing shows, doing fittings, doing runway. I was doing the footwear show in New York and Vegas for many years. And all through this in my head, once again, I had ideas. I had ideas to one day, would it be possible for me to ever have my own line? I would be trying on different shoes. I'd say, I like this, I don't like this fit, technical aspects of shoes. I really got to learn the industry being in it. And I'm so grateful for that. But I always imagined and dreamed that it would be really cool for me to take my knowledge of shoes and create something for myself. And that's what I did. I launched March 1st, as you mentioned, Cassius Eco Fashion. It's a sustainable women's footwear line. It is eco-friendly. It's vegan. It is mostly made, I use all sustainable materials. So vegan leathers and organic cottons, a lot of cork. Cork is an underrated material, but it's used in so many facets of life. And it's just a great heat resistant, water resistant, durable product. So right now I have 5 styles out. I do plan on expanding, and in the fall I am looking into doing handbags as well. So what's really cool about my line, it's a small line at the moment, but I am giving a portion of sales back to animal nonprofits. So if there's anyone out there that's looking to team up, please reach out to me. Let me know. I'm always looking for great causes to give back to. I did the same with my book. It's very, very important to me to give back to the animals. We're sort of the voice for the voiceless. And not only environmentally, it's important for me to keep sustainable products and reusable products, but also for the animals that share this planet with us. So, so that's sort of my mission, and in the interim, having fun and developing stylish and comfortable footwear for women.
Great. I see you like animals very much.
I do. I grew up with animals. I come from a family that are huge animal lovers, so it was sort of, I believe, instilled, and I was just born loving animals. I've always had cats, and Cassius, who's the impetus of my books and the name of my brand. He was the only dog I had. He lived to almost 16, and he was for sure my best friend. So yeah, I really, it's really important for me to have the animals be a part of this, and just so many people talk about the sustainability of our lives and our environment, and making it better for us and our future generations. And I believe the animals should be included in that as well.
Yes, I have already 7 cats right now.
Do you?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Here,
that's
here,
amazing. Are they
model.
all indoor? You have some ferals.
Yes, we have a Siami and another. This is the father, Michael, because I used to love Michael Jackson when I was a teenager. So every
Awesome.
and they have four kids, four kittens,
Oof.
and 6 months ago she had two others. So every every time you know, you get multiplied by two the kids she has.
Always, always. Well, they're beautiful. They're beautiful animals. So that's amazing.
Yes. Yes, you know, in Egypt as well, cats are considered sacred animals since the times of the pharaohs,
Yes,
and there were gods in this shape of animals. And you know, I in most culture, you know, cats and dogs they have background culture, you know, from all the history and stuff like that.
absolutely.
But
It's
tell me,
beautiful.
um, well, Penelope, right now we talked about every aspect of your professional life. I want to know, how do you balance your different roles and passion?
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
How do you balance your different roles and
Oh,
passion and
mhm.
different phases as an
Yes.
author, entrepreneur, actress, model, creator?
It's definitely tough, but I think when you love what you do and you love all aspects of it, you make it work. It's a lot of juggling, sort of, wearing one hat one day, another hat another day, then going to set, then coming back, then doing social media for the business. I've been doing everything on my own right now, until I'm able to grow the business. So I think it's a lot. But I think, as I mentioned, if you're passionate about what you do and you love it, you don't look at it as a job or a chore. You look at it as something fun. And it's nice to do something for yourself. I think it's nice to, be able to create something and then to share it with everyone else. And I love getting feedback from people. I do have some upcoming events here in New Jersey, for the shoe line. Pretty much all summer, we have some outdoor events going on. So I just love, to meet people and also get their feedback. I love hearing from the community and from people, to hear what they have to say about everything. And I think once you do your work and then get it out there, it's always that like wait and see. Well, what do people think about it? Right? The validation. So I think it's exciting. I think with anything in life, there's a balance, but if you are strategic and you're organized, I think you can get it done.
Great. Penelope, I want to thank you very much for the live interview. Best of luck on your show line, your new books,
Thank
and also your work as an actress and performer. And I hope we can meet online again to speak about the launch of your new projects.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. And if anyone would like to contact me, I'm
Sure.
online at penelopelagos.com and also my footwear line at cassiusecofashion.com. I thank you so much for having me.
Great. Thank you very much, Penelope. Have a lovely day, a lovely weekend. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
You
Take
as
care.
well.
Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye.